ndinopfi Miss Nemavhola, ndi musizana wa miṅwaha 25 ndo begwa nda alutshela kha kushango kwa mahayani nga ngei kune vhidzwa pfi Tshiphotho Muramba village, ndi hone nda alutshela hone. Ndi dovha hafhu nda vha a graduate from University of Venda, ndo gudela teaching ya foundation phase. Nda dovha hafhu nda vha ndi tshi khou furthera my studies. I'm doing my guidance and counseling honors kha under School of Education. And then nda dovha nda vha a gender activist. Zwinzhi hazwo you hear more about it ndi tshi khou bvela phanḓa na heinoni show ine nda vha khayo. Tshiṅwe tshithu futhi tshine tsha ṱalutshedza zwinzhi nga nṋe, I'm a founder of an organization, an NPO of course, called the Stop the Sport Organization. The organization ine I founded it in 2018. Zwinwe zwa hone zwo encouragewa nga this same experience that I'm going to share with you today. Yes, I want to share one of my life-changing experience with you today. Well, my life-changing experience was when I fell pregnant at the age of 16. I still remember everything, like everything's with Nemavhola. Yeah, that's how being pregnant or falling pregnant at the age of 16 changed my life. I was still in doing grade 12. It was good feeling when I fell in love. Just like every girl, I had my own kind of a man in my mind, the kind of a man that I wanted in my life. And then I met that man. It was good. And I just felt like, oh wow, finally, I was 16, he was 26. That 10 years gap didn't matter to me then. To me, I found love of my life. So saizona ndingwana nandichidzura mudini une basati ndiri ubva rachibva ngori kwa chikoloni. Then from school we come back straight home. Zvazvikoti ngombekedza uri nengori I wanted to have time with my partner, with my boyfriend. Ndandikoti uri ndi muambe uri namusi ndichibva they will know ndo ya guy. So that was very simple because I was very close with my dad. He was my best friend. Yeah, was because he's no more now. Yes. It was not a difficult task or a thing to do then because like I said, my father was my best friend. So I took him just a month after knowing him. Remember, it was my first relationship, so my father, to be specific, this is the kind of a person and is my boyfriend. My father was like, okay, it's fine. If it's fine, but make sure in intended relationship in this pregnancy, I should be aware of those things and everything. And then I was so in love. Nothing else mattered then. I just wanted to be with my partner, with my person, with the love of my life then. And then few months down the line, 1 month, 2 months, I fell pregnant. It was my secret with my partner that I was pregnant. I was so excited when I realized that I missed my period. To me, it was nice. I was going to be a mother. I was going to be a father. We were going to start our own family, just like a movie. And then I exams final year and just a week after you are pregnant. I was like, no, I'm not pregnant. The reason why I said no to him, even though he was my best friend, was because I knew that he was not going to accept that. Even though I was excited, I'm already pregnant then. So I could debate, I'm not pregnant. My father was like, okay, in what clinic, in what check you are. If you're not pregnant, you bring me the proof you're pregnant. Now if you are not, then if you are pregnant, then you're not coming back here. It means you need to because that's not what we agreed. And then ngori ndikora at pregnant ndisonda humbulano zori ndingabota the pregnancy and even those already ndichikobva ngagete ndikobvara chote if I was pregnant. And then ngori ndachiziva kuti I was pregnant, ndichitobva ngagete pedzi with my phone on my hand, with nothing else, no clothes, zote zosara. Ndajafona ndikofonera mtu wangu uri apepela ndotatiwa yani ngori vowanso ndi pregnant. The boyfriend was very happy. We were both happy, in fact. We were excited that we finally were going to stay together. Yeah, and then ndatuenda yaninge mdini ndauti kuti utanga naye kuri arrange everything nazvorange mdini mazvidio ndikoda. The fast forward, when I arrived to that family, ndadzodziwa pasi, and then I still remember the questions that they asked me when I got there. They were like, they asked me, do you know this person? This is my boyfriend. I love him so much. He loves me too. We want to spend the rest of our lives together with our kid and everything. To show that different, but this person but to me, because I was in love with him and I didn't want to see any bad thing about him, that's good. You know what, I'm different. I'm a new person to his life. Me and him, we love each other, so nothing's gonna go wrong between us. We're going to do this together. We're going to start our family together. From there, rachira for a few months. I was pregnant and I had to wait for the baby to come. I was due in 4 months' time. So when I was 8 months pregnant, something terrible happened. It was something that I was not expecting, especially because I believed so much in our love. We were fighting. We were having an argument about it was a silly thing. And then after some few moments, few minutes, Farabanga threatening to stab me with it. I was pregnant by then. I was 8 months pregnant. And then we were in the kitchen. We were because he was so angry, and it was just another side of him that I didn't know about. Then and then our woman. And then from there, I was like, okay, this is what I signed myself up for. This is the kind of a life that I signed myself up for. I didn't have much of a choice then because I'm staying with a boyfriend. In fact, he apologizes and he was like, it was just a mistake. You don't know what came over him. It was just angry. He will never do that again. And then I was like, okay, it's fine. It happens. Maybe I made him angry to that point where I tell you. And then my bundle of joy. I love him so much. He brings me peace, happiness, joy. My boy. But giving birth didn't make things better between me and him. Even though, I don't know, but then back then I would say we loved each other so much. So first time it was just a one slap. Miss, you did this. Miss, you didn't do this. And then obviously I couldn't respond because and then society, I used to believe that as a woman you have to respect your man despite so to me it was just like that. I had to be a good woman, and then being a woman, a strong woman for that matter, I have to endure all the pains and so it will be a one slap zwi khou ḓi ya zwi tshi ḓi ya huṅwe ndi ḓo ndi khou gidimedziwa huṅwe ndi khou ruwa phanḓa ha ṅwana. A swikela tshifhinga tshine it would happen more frequently, and there was nothing that I can do to save myself from that. I was already a mother. I had to do right thing for my son, of which by that time the right thing for my that I had to do was to save my family for my child, because I just wanted my child to grow up with his both parents. That's what I always wanted. And I believe that I had so much strength to keep up with everything which was going on then. Yeah, what was the most painful part of everything? Jesus says that the most painful part of everything was not because I was being beaten every chance he got. It was not because I would spend most of my time running, trying to save my life because of everything which was happening then. The most painful thing was standing by his home gate, looking at my home, seeing my home, but not being able to go home because we were not in speaking terms. And then because of what happened or what I did, and I couldn't go to my mom because she was staying with her mother who was not working by that time. Things were tough on her side. So another painful thing was thinking about everything that I was told growing up, not rushing into relationship stuff, not falling pregnant at young age without having financial stability, and not being able to go back to that time to change my decisions. And the most funny thing, out of all that, I still believe that it was all love. And I continued with that life. I continued staying there, doing everything I could for my baby. Still believing every day that God, this is the kind of a man that you gave me, and this is the situation that you have presented before me. And because you believed in me and my strength, I'm gonna change him for me and for my son and everyone who doubted our love then. So I had to go back to school. Judging from the situation, I knew that I had no other choice. The only choice that I had, I had to go to university and study. And this is mine, this is for me and my child. And then University of Venda. I used to go there with my son on my back for about 3 months. Register when things were not easy. For the line with the baby on my back because I and I knew that no matter what, I had to do that. On the process of trying to get admission at the University of Venda, because every day I go to move harder and harder, but I just believed one of the good days. University of Venda, but still this is very easy. In fact, things were just getting more harder and harder for me. Being a mother, being a wife to a person and I face to say wrong. out of that whole experience that I claimed that I was doing everything for my son, there was a time that I found no reason for me to live, because everything was just hard and hard and hard. I would go to university claiming to go and attend my studies there, my modules there, but then when I get there, I would just be tired. And I would just sleep the whole day, not attending because peace on. Sometimes I would just forget about everything that was more than 80% ya module yanga. It was my first year. Everyone around me they were shocked or because they knew me as a bright learner, a bright person, and when it comes to studies, and the bright, I would do anything. But I was in love. So from that time, I tried to reach out to my father, trying to ask for forgiveness for poor decisions that I took when I was still young. But he didn't want to hear any of it. I told you, you chose to do this, so go ahead with your decisions. Of which he was right. He told me I didn't listen. Every day I would wake up, look at my son, and just ask myself a lot of questions like, isn't that to this toxic relationship? But outside, I will just put that I'm okay face, because I wanted to prove to everyone who didn't believe in us that my relationship with him would work. I wanted to prove to everyone that and I didn't want to hurt my mom. So I couldn't show her or tell her what was going on. So I had to put everything inside me and to those people when I knew channel by then. But to other people, I had to fake it. One got and then I decided, okay, let me change a degree in the teaching a foundation phase. And then I teaching a foundation phase, of which it was not easy still. And then after sometimes because I decided on Ferreira, so all I wanted was to go home, because I knew that going home was the only thing that was going to serve me. But I was faced with a difficult decision to make. I was supposed to leave my son behind, and I had to go home alone. After a very long time, I had to make decision. My daddy was like, are you here to stay, or you still want to go back after you have gained some energy? And I don't know where I chose. My father was like, no, you know what, I don't believe you. You still want to go to school, right? Yes. you are taking yourself to school this whole year, or you take a gap year again. And I decided I cannot stay home anymore because I decided it's better ndiye chikoloni then ndaba ndikwa chikoloni ndikoshimisa charity ya sasa ya mwana ndichikwa chikoloni that whole year ndipo focused, more determined. Ngachipinga na bazari ndandisichenayo because ndandoluza bazari ngantano ndandofera more than 80% of my models nakusasiyaba yondroba, but still I believed in myself and ndingazvikona just so because I was home and I ndisina mwana and where they didn't want me to have any connection with the guy, this was impossible because my son was still with him. So as a mother, I still had to see my son. So I would just find excuses. I'm going to school while I'm going to his place, just for me to see my son. Sometimes I would just receive calls from neighbors, Rumano Sarayet, and he was still young by then. So I would just go there and be with him. I remember this other time, he wanted us to have that proper relationship again. And then, because I was far from him, I told him everything that I wanted to tell him. I told him where to get off and everything. I told him how tired I was, my behavior. When I arrived at his place, it was just me and him and our son. And he was like, okay, let's sit down and talk. And I apologized right away because I knew what was going to happen after that. And then the next thing, the room was locked. It was just me, him, and our child. And then I tried to run, but then there was no way. In the bandishinga kono shabanga ndabanga faster because there were no butlers. He followed me. I couldn't run faster than him. I'm far rabi randu now nana mana mirandu mibiri ndikobanga faster how ndozugudape ndozubanga faster how got back inside our room, got beaten like I was just a thing. And for some moment, I said goodbye to myself. I told myself that I'm done fighting. I'm done trying to save myself. Maybe Mabuya, when everything was happening, someone came through for me, and then Andisha and I was done crying for a moment. I couldn't cry anymore because I somehow believed that and I had to live with them. I just had to come up with a lot of excuses because I was told not to go back there. But I did anyway. I was doing my foundation phase degree. That year I did well. I passed well with a lot of distinctions. I just had to do something for myself. I just didn't want the situation to bring me down, to delay me any further, because I knew that I had to do something to save myself. I had to do something to save my child. And then for some reasons, one after that, I couldn't go to school because I had as namu tunachizana kutsianga na baratu banga and batuku ndatori mwana atuwa yajana mianga. My mom was working at Johannesburg. It was tough for her. When I do creche, after when I was 8 creche banga from 4 to 8 hours. I want to go to the 50 rand. And then it was just between 1.5 and 2,000. I got the agenda zabo. But I got the Togomera when I got the Palana when I had to go to school. And then when I told Yan, I would just find time things were just tough. I just every day in the Chirabelori comes if I gave away the Koshika or Peza, Susan of a school, when the Kono Duan Kokonovan. The Kokono de Miss and the Kotogomena Wananga, the Kono de Visa Kanye Merilani. And then says, no one to Zurayani, this child when I want to engage is to Zaba Queen. Gorinda's child, even though sometimes he would follow me to my place at Dorneriambe, and I would do it in hiding because I was and he knew that. So he knew that I would do anything with a mega sure because I was deny. So if you say come to this side, I will come, I will go. So we should be upon the Moraro, which go pass getting bursaries left, right, and center because I was passing well. So the tomorrow which go down and then you go down. Tradition to saw according to overcome that toxic relationship, Katino Dilana over a teenage mom. So by determination, I was determined to take myself out of that situation. There were a lot of people who were telling me that I should just leave that place. I should just leave that relationship. But because I was not determined back then, I couldn't do it. But the time I was so determined and believing in myself, that's how I overcame everything. I told myself, I have to stand up for myself. I had to refocus. I had to regroup my life. Teenage pregnancy, there was no way in anything I could reverse that situation. Even though that time that you sure maybe if I can reverse the situation, so I had to readjust my life. Got counseling sessions. I went to see campus therapists. We were to deal with the traumas and everything. I had to do that for myself and for my child, even though I wouldn't say it was an easy thing to do. It was tough, very tough, but I had to do it for myself. I had to tell myself that I deserved much better than what I was getting then. I had to change myself because I used to believe and think and then I wanted a strong chichabani. Ndizona ndikotoita zvezvo ndotochinja kumbere kori ndizvemudziwa ikotoda ndichiva zvone kana ndichiva kazvo ndotochinja. Ndafocasa mafungo anga chikoro until I graduated. It was an exciting ceremony. It was nice. On that day, I just saw my future, and it was bright. It was glowing. It was nice. So what I can advise other people out there is that vafumakadzi manda vandani zvaveiwe zvine na determines kune na do yaone kana determine na vumachiro hanu na vuchiro hanu kha vafumakadzi vatuku zvine ndanga tamba zvone zvori vasina vatuku. Let's focus. So the most exciting thing is that I'm now a teacher, a foundation first teacher. I've been working for about 3 years now. It's nice. It's nice to be who I am, to be able to do things for myself, to be able to provide for my child. I can do a lot of things, which is exciting, of course. And another thing, I've established an organization in Ireland and Bapalamrawe, Stop the Sport Youth Organization in Ekayoi. And the bandage got to Sabangwasizana, Nabatanga, Utobri, Kansan focus Sabakungabasizana, Gondia Divosor in Dotangana spew in my life. So the Vandukuling gets Zangandirazzo, the primary schools, secondary schools, the universities, and the tertiary levels, the Kotusan Nabanga, Shangan, Nori, Resonshika, Unera, Bamutu Ayak, and then that and our horn, Rotricono, the one avoid them in a mistake to Angan because I understand and I understood very well a village to Zia delay. Kavuchiro, Bango, Ababina strength, Cholanga Chinenda Banacho, Zabatu Surba Physical Zura, Kanyimere, Neo. Baba chiko robisa na machero habo kana milori ya baba na musiba chikwaru. So it's nice. It is exciting. I'm happy. I'm very much happy and I enjoy my work. Okay, what I can advise other people out there that manga bana batuku or bana batuku ari ma 2000 ari focus kama chura borini. Ari focus ko dipata rine bane ritomo swikile miloro ya borini ya ninga deni kisiza konda na bonori. There's no guarantee or ni wani mishumo ina ko toda yone na tukufore jefana. There are a lot of people out there bane they are not yet financial stable mara bako dibana bana bako determine zote mara nisungo depend aka maybe depend on something which you can touch na region ya ndo jina shikoro at least ndi hapo no so ndi apply here and there. Kaba sizana kana bafumakadzi bane maybe they are in toxic and abusive relationships kana marriages zinenda ngaramba zonde zore. Ladies, let's love ourselves and take ourselves out of those kind of situations because as the said in the page those abasana bana baborine. Let's give ourselves that strength chinesha tendo ritakuwe utakuwa petu leo unoba comfortable one azuyamburi au chado do wa vera panda na buchilo hao ya do do no chikobvera panda and ustata fresh ahuna chine chaba chibede ngahazo. Let's do something for ourselves and then chichiversion ndanga to encourage chana bafumakadzi akunanjori. Let's learn to be independent rather being dependent. Come on, it's really independent when best to have been to quite area kono zitibera marnebana because the very ko deceive marnebana mar arali ru depend ka kono bathu namsinyimere daily design ari kono ubaka ngo ibe yonera ru ko